Electric mountain bikes are more popular than ever. You could even argue they're starting to take over as many riders shred sled of choice in some, but not all, areas. But which ones should be winning the fight for your longing gaze and attention? We've selected 5 cutting-edge EMTBs we think should be on your watch list for 2024. Transitions Repeater was the brand's first e-bike, and for 2024, it adopts SRAM's new Eagle powertrain. We were fans of the original Repeater when we tested it in last year's Bike of the Year test. Its terrain-devouring rear suspension performance, balanced geometry and exceptional adeptness on climbs impressed our tester. However, less impressive was the SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain and a feeling it needed a longer fork to really let it rip on the descents. The powertrain, or PT, equipped version of the Repeater settles both of these quibbles. Powertrain works in conjunction with SRAM's T-type transmissions, offering wireless electronic shifting. Transmission alone works far more effectively than the basic NX drivetrain, but teamed with powertrain, it can also offer auto shift and coast shift functions for 2 automatic shifting modes. The powertrain motor is also controlled by SRAM's wireless Axis pod controllers. Combined with a neat Axis display built into the top tube, and you have a super clean front end setup, with only 2 brake hoses to clutter the otherwise extremely clean and sharp lines of the Repeater's frame. If you want to know more about powertrain, then check out our in-depth video. Back to the transition, and fork and rear wheel travel are bumped up to 170mm on the Repeater PT. This slackens the head angle by half a degree to 63.5 degrees. Sensibly, transition has steepened the size-specific seat angle on all sizes, with a large getting a 78.2 degree number. One thing these changes haven't altered is the overall price of the Repeater. We noted the Repeater NX wasn't the best value, and the powertrain version is, unsurprisingly, more expensive again. The 2 models, GX Access or XO Access, are priced at £10,499 and £11,999, all the same in dollars respectively. Not cheap, but then the latest technology rarely is. Specialized Turbo Levo SL2 shot to the top of many people's wish lists last year and still commands plenty of admiring glances. With good reason too. The Levo SL2 is effectively a stump jumper Evo with a motor. That's a pretty solid base to start from, as the Evo is an incredibly capable and fun bike to start with. Add in the new Turbo SL 1.2 electric motor with its increased power of 320 watts and 50 Nm of torque, and you have a recipe for a huge grin on your face. Both of those figures are big improvements on the old bike's 240 watts and 35 Nm respectively. The 320 Wh battery is unchanged though, and the bike is compatible with a 160 Wh range extender. Specialized Mastermind TCU display is the brains behind the system and is customizable via the Mission Control smartphone app. The Levo SL2's geometry is also adjustable. In fact, like its stumpy Evo stablemate, it's possibly one of the most adjustable EMTBs around, with 3 points of adjustment. The head angle can be adjusted with offset cups for 3 settings. The exact number varies depending on the combination of the other adjustments, but generally it can be adjusted between 65.8 and 63.8 degrees in 1 degree increments. There's also an offset bush on the shock eyelet to raise or lower the bottom bracket height by 5mm, and a flip chip at the horseling pivot adjusted chainstays from 432.5 to 442.5mm. The last adjustment also allows you to use a 27.5 or a 29-inch back wheel, though all models come with the smaller rear wheel mullet setup as standard. Speaking of models, there are 5 available: the Comp, Pro, Expert and 2 S-Works models, ranging from £7,000 or $8,000 to a heady £13,500 or $15,000, so you'll need deep pockets to swing a leg over this versatile shredder. The Strive-On is Canyon's first enduro-specific electric bike. Built with input from downhill legend Fabian Barral, it sits between the brand's Spectral-On and Torque-On. Whereas the Levo SL2 is a lightweight EMTB, the Strive-On is a chunky, full-fat machine sporting 160mm of rear-wheel travel. Either a 625 or 750 Wh battery is teamed to Bosch's Performance Line CX motor, or the CX Race motor if you opt for the flagship CFR Limited model. While it shares a name and enduro racing intentions with the non-assisted drive, the two bikes don't share Canyon's geometry tuning shapeshifter technology. Instead, you'll find a more traditional setup that's more in line with the regular Spectral. The Strivon is bang on trend with its mullet wheel setup and slack 63.5 degree head angle, while the reach of 475mm on a size medium is on the longer side compared to the competition, sitting closer to most brands' size large bikes. Chainstays are fairly short at 445mm, and the geometry is fixed, with no adjustment or ability to run a larger 29-inch rear wheel, so you'll need to get on with the stock geometry. Even if you don't get on with the stock geometry and wheel setup, many riders will be able to get on board with the Strivon's typically competitive pricing. Despite all models sporting a carbon frame, Fox suspension and DT Swiss wheels to go with the quality Bosch motor and battery, the base CFR Underdog is very keenly priced at £5,499 or €5,700 with the smaller 625 Wh battery. Not to be outdone in the value stakes, the range-topping CFR Limited also undercuts its rivals. Yes, I know, £8,999 or €9,499 is not remotely cheap. But with a SRAM Exo T-Type transmission, ultimate spec RockShox suspension and carbon wheels to go with that punchy CX Race motor, it will save you a stack of change compared to the all-singing, all-dancing models from other brands. Another brand first up next. Santa Cruz's first lightweight EMTB, the Heckler SL. The original Heckler dates all the way back to 1996 and continued as a single pivot full suspension bike until 2016. The Heckler as we know it today was rebirthed as a Shimano motor-equipped e-bike in 2020, which was revised in 2022 with Shimano's latest EP8 motor. For those who want something a little lighter though, the new Heckler SL could be just the ticket. Sporting Fazawa's Ride 60 drive unit and a 430 Wh battery, the Heckler SL almost looks like a regular bike at first glance. Neatly hidden away, that Ride 60 motor provides, as the name suggests, 60 Nm of torque and up to 450 watts of assistance. While this is less powerful than the full power motors seen on the Canyon and Transition, it is a good jump up on the Levo SL. With claim weights of between 18.93 and 19.55 kilograms, the Heckler SL is heavier than the Specialized though. Where do you think the future of eMTB development lies? Is it superlight variants like the Levo SL or full-fat machines like the Strivon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Elsewhere, the Heckler uses Santa Cruz's VPP suspension to offer 150mm of rear wheel travel, teamed with a 160mm fork. It also uses a mixed wheel mullet setup to help keep it nimble and fun out on the trail. Think of the Heckler SL as an electrified version of Santa Cruz's Bronson. Like most of the brand's bikes these days, the Heckler SL is only available in carbon form, with C or lighter CC variants to choose from. Pricing is reflected in the Heckler SL being carbon only, ranging from £6,699 or $7,299 to £11,999 or $11,699. Whyte may not spring to mind when thinking of brands that have pushed the evolution of the modern mountain bike, but in reality, the British manufacturer has created some of the most influential bikes of the last 20 years. The 146X was one of the first mainstream trail bikes equipped with a 1x drivetrain, while the T129 blazed a path for the 29er trail bike as we know it today. Could the new E-Lyte then be a sign of the future? The stunning carbon frame packs in Bosch's SX motor to provide 55 Nm of torque and up to 600 watts of assistance, while the 400 Wh battery can be boosted with a 250 Wh Powermore range extender. In a nice touch, Whyte very generously includes that extender in the price of the two range-topping Works models. So while it is down on torque compared to a full-fat EMTB, it does come mightily close to being the two bikes in one bridge between the current categories. Further emphasising this blurring of categories, the E-Lyte is available in 140 or 150 variants. The 140 is a single Works model, with a lighter Fox 34 fork and a build kit that looks to shed as much weight as possible while keeping things tough enough to rally all day. DT Swiss carbon wheels, SRAM's XX SL drivetrain, level ultimate 4-piston brakes, and a carbon cockpit from Raceface and KS certainly help to keep the weight down, as the E-Lyte 140 Works weighs a claimed 16.4 kilograms. All that weight saving comes at a price though. a £10,999 price. While that low weight is a headline figure, it's the 150 version that hogs the limelight for us. With a burlier Fox 36 or RockShox Lyric 4 to go with Whyte's typically progressive geometry, the E-Lyte 150 works and RSX could be the ultimate UK trail bikes. We have the E-Lyte in for longer term testing, so stay tuned to the channel and BikeRadar.com to hear our thoughts soon. Like it or not, electrically assisted mountain bikes are here to stay. These 5 bikes could show glimpses of the future of mountain bike design. But what do you think? Where will e-bike development go, and are they truly on their way to becoming the most prominent type of mountain bike? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what we're doing on the channel, and if you want to get your meat powered only bike fix, then check out this video.